Hello and welcome to a petrol station in the middle of somewhere. Swaffham. My dad has covered about 20 miles on it. He said I can take over from here for a little bit to review the motorcycle. BSA Goldstar 650, done a very good job with the styling, making it look like a classic. It's got a 650cc Rotax dry sump single cylinder, pumping out 55 newton meters. Oh, sorry, 55 newton meters of torque, 45 brake horsepower. Traditional style pipe. It's liquid cooled, not air cooled. It's got the air cooling fins on there. You've got Brembo front and rear. Pirelli Scorpion tyres as standard with an 18-inch wheel front, 17-inch rear. And I shall carry on the review when we're riding. Right, now we're on the roll. It's quite a nice place to sit, this. My dad went for the silver with black stripe and chrome on the side edition. Hello. You'll notice the clocks, as is traditional on the BSA, are underswept instead of spinning around over the top. And reminiscent of the old amp meter, or the amp gauge, of the old amp gauge on old models, on the original models I should say, it has all your lights on the headlight. Quite clear to see. None of the lights are on at the minute. There you go. You can just see the main beam right there. Switch there for information. Hazard, start, kill switch. Excuse me. Main beam, indicators, horn, which I've already caught. This is not a standard bike, as you can probably guess. Oxford heated grips and a USB charging port were not very reminiscent of an old school machine. There's also rubberized knee pads. It's a nice thick kind of single seat. Thought I'd just have a little cruise along, get used to it. It says it revs up to 10,000. I have no idea if that's accurate. There's no red area. I'm going to assume probably 7 or 8. The levers are non-adjustable. Neutral you can miss very easily because it's such a little finesse to get to. These Pirelli Scorpions on a day like today, it doesn't look very sunny, but it's 28 degrees and very humid. And these Pirellis are gripping lovely, as Pirellis do. This bike has 2,590 miles. I think it is worth noting that this is the second engine on this bike because it had a gearbox issue when they brought the brand back. Obviously teething issues. They replaced it with the modified engine that they've put in later models, so if you buy a brand new one of these now it should be perfectly fine. Got the little tiny indicators, love them, bright enough, with that classic look. Just a bit of... That's top gear, it says 5-speed, nice bit of acceleration there. It weighs 213 kilos wet. The seat height I have completely forgotten, but it is not that tall. I'm sitting with bent knees, but like square bent knees, and I'm 6'1", well 6 foot and a bit, nearly 1. These mirrors I can see out of really well, though they don't half vibrate, which is weird because I'm not feeling a lot of vibration from the bike. The suspension immediately feels lovely. This really does have that proper air of a classic bike about it. I haven't really covered any miles yet and it already feels great. A remark from my dad, who was a Triumph Bonneville man at heart, having covered like 7 miles, said, "It is better than a Bonneville." I must admit, I'm really taken back by this. I'm a Royal Enfield person. I would have a Royal Enfield as a second bike, but I can't get over the fact that I have 2 bikes and haven't sold one, and I don't know which one to sell, really, deep down. So, this, just cruising along, like no wind protection as you can tell. Just sit here like this. It's brilliant. Oh, should mention, as the service was lovely, this came from, if you've watched my ZZR 1400 review, the long-term review, you would have seen me go to Brandon in Norfolk and there's a new BSA dealer. This is from Brandon Cars and Motorcycles, BSA, AJS, Benelli, and Midnet, another one, dealer. Brilliant people there. Nice little showroom, lovely like range of stock. Definitely go and pay a visit if you're in the Norfolk area. Have a test ride. They've got some bikes there I'm looking at. He gives fair prices on trade-ins. He actually offered me a really good price on the not I wouldn't trade that on the SV. I'm not one for trading. I'm not in a rush to get rid of stuff. I'd rather sell something and see what's going on. But yeah, as you can see, it's also an MG dealer if you want your cars. But I don't do cars. I might do a car one day just for giggles. Yeah, this is lovely, this. I've used up all my facts already, and I thought there'd be something to talk about, but it's just to realise that Rotax is a single cylinder 650, but there's no lump or thud or anything. These grips are, I don't know, not standard grips, but nice and thick. You could cruise on this all day. I genuinely believe that. I can't remember who owns BSA now. It'll be some particular Chinese company probably. But the feeling is lovely. I don't know how well the sound's going to come through, but that exhaust, it's just got a nice little note. Test the brakes. Oh, yeah, brakes are ample. There's those Brembos for you. Oh, good braking. It's only a single on the front for the 400 disc, massive. 320mm disc on the front. Smaller one on the rear. The number has escaped me now. I did all my little bit of homework before we set off, and the stuff is missed. But this is A2 compliant. So if you've come straight from doing your CBT, you've got an A2 license, you can easily jump on one of these. Lovely thing to ride. No fault at all. It weighs 213 kilos, but riding it doesn't feel like it weighs anything. It might as well just be a slightly faster 125. Tank's not too wide. It's it's wide enough to show you it's it's not a small bike. It's a big bike, big tank. But yeah, it just flows beautifully. The roads around here, as you can probably tell by me bouncing up and down and everything shaking a little bit, like the keys and the leaves and all that can shake, and that bit. The roads around here are terrible, and I always judge a bike by the roads around where I live. Obviously people go, oh, we went to Maranello and it was beautiful and the roads are like silk and it was amazing. But if it doesn't suit your average country road or your average UK road, it's debatable. And I think it's a fantastic bike. Even if I go low down a little bit, then it doesn't hate it too much. It's quite nice. Let's go through the info. So we've got trip A, trip B, an odometer. That's all you need. Nothing fancy. On the lights you've got engine light, oil light, side stand light, neutral light. All your basic lights, your temperatures and stuff like that. I'm really taking with this. I'm going to have to look into this. I can't. The thing's underneath it. I was going to see what's in there. Be nosy on a bike that's not mine. These come with a 4-year warranty brand new, which I got told by the sales guy, which I think is brilliant. They did it for 2 years, realised the teething issues they had, fixed them and went, right, we've done that 4 years. Which is amazing. This bike's a year old. It had an issue, sorted it, no debate. But I won't hold that issue against them, because when you're a new company, there will be issues. There's established companies with established issues. If some people start going to BSA, it does that. But they went, we're not going to have that. They sorted it. Oh, that gear lever feels like it doesn't really move anywhere. It's just such a gentle little movement. It's fantastic. It's light as anything. Seat's really padded. It's got a nice little bit of BSA branding on the back of the seat, which I meant to show you, but I completely forgot. Maybe when we stop. I feel like this wasn't the bike for full sports bike gear, so I've gone for the kind of, well, the warm weather gear. The biker hoodie, jeans, thing riding gloves, suits the image. Looking at the needles pointing down, it's a weird sensation because I keep expecting it to just be really revving out, but no, it's just trickling along. Actually, I'm not even really checking how much it's revving, it just feels nice. Beautiful bike. The styling on it really suits. Me and my dad actually saw, when this first came back out, we were at the Motorcycle Museum in Birmingham, and we looked at all the old bikes, and we went into the cafe, and they had this, it was, you know, when it first came out, sat there, and we went, that looks a bit modern for a BSA. And we looked at it, is that new? And we had a look for specs, and we were really intrigued. Found out there was actually a dealer on the way home. We just started getting stock in, and we went there a bit late in the day to take something for a test ride. It really stuck on my dad. I sat on some other stuff that I was intrigued at the time. But I must admit, I will say, little disclaimer here, I'm not going, wow, this is my second bike. I'd still definitely go brand loyalty. However, it's enough to make me go, ooh. You know what I mean? Say you were loyal to Ducati, and you'll always have that Italian Exotica, it's what you do. And then you go and try an Aprilia or a KTM. Or heaven forbid a Triumph if you actually want to have the Italian-English competition. And you suddenly go, oh hello, I might have to go for that. Easy overtaking power, easy. Really grunty down low. That single cylinder engine, not single engine, it's one engine. That single cylinder engine, beautiful job, absolutely beautiful job. Try to go for a 6th gear then. That's me. That's if anyone noticed the tack, I was going to go, whoop. That was me holding the clutch in and trying to find an extra gear that doesn't exist. This is that lovely size of bike where people go, I don't want speed. You haven't got speed. You've got fast enough. People who want classic image. People who just want a bike. You want something fast enough. I imagine it's still fairly frugal as a single. I don't have a clue, but I think 60 to the gallon's a fair figure. That's not something I looked up. As a guy who runs a ZZR at quite a fast pace, I don't tend to think of miles to the gallon anymore because it hurts my feelings. You can feel that 18-inch front wheel going around corners. It's just not quite as nimble as a 17. I think this is the first time in a long time. It's the first time in a long time I've ridden a bike with a bigger front wheel. And I was trying to remember if you can actually tell the difference. And not really. Well, going round you can, but it's in corners, it's just a bit lazier. It's not bad, lazier. Hello police. Nope, sorry you guys. Just go down a gear, through the tree line. Oh yeah, traffic lights. That does pull nicely. It's not excessive. There, he smiled, he knows. BSA Goldstar for the win. That, yeah, this is definitely, it's made an impression. So the fact my dad has put the fuel cap on slightly on the wonk is annoying me. Indicator button's a little bit spongy, but I mean, if you're not really fussed about that, I don't blame you. Ah, Bonneville. Old original Bonneville. Right. Let's get a nice bit of cornering on. Realised it's not mine, it was my dad's, he's behind me, and I chickened out. Didn't feel like I couldn't. I'd have felt bad if I dropped it. Throttle's really nice and light. Actually, I didn't test the rear brake. Hold on. Rear brake. Okay, rear brake works. That wasn't much of a stamp either. That was just a bit of a press. So, in case of an emergency, you will stop. Which is good to know. I feel really guilty having taken this from my dad now, because he'd have enjoyed that ride back. I shall swap over up the road. For around where we live, the ZZR that I've got is a terrible choice. For something like this isn't just your Sunday bike. You could commute on this quite nicely, I think. I definitely feel like you could. There's a bump up here. It's going to be a brilliant test of the suspension. Not that one. Where is it? Oh, there we go. No, not that bad. That bump's horrendous. And another one. No. That is a lethal bump. Didn't really say I don't notice it too much. In comparison to other things, I should say, because that's a very noticeable bump. It's another one of those gearboxes where first still has space for you to move the pedal down. It doesn't stop to tell you're in first. I'm learning to be a bus driver. That's a nice engine. It's a very nice engine. No, I won't do the 0 to 60 on his bike because I don't want to do the clutch burning, but if I go slow, and so what's that? 30 mile an hour, some gear. Not bad. Like I said, 7,000 RPM. So that is the cut-off point. Oh, that was a good guess actually. But it's not abrupt, it just kind of goes, no, I wouldn't, which is fair. I think the top speed on this is 90 mile an hour, 85 mile an hour. Plenty enough for overtaking, plenty enough to go on dual carriageways, motorways, stuff like that. Wouldn't really bother on the Nürburgring, you might look a bit of a bell. But if they did a classic day, take it and make people go, oh, I see, oh, it's new. Because even the emblem on the side is classic. That little bit on the headlight, classic. The underswept clocks, classic. Dual shock, no idea if it's a particular brand or it's just BSA's, but I tell you, they're doing the job lovely. Little BSA logos, very nice. One thing I just remembered about Brandon Motorcycle and Car Dealer, they currently have a first time rider deal on gear where you can get an MT helmet, Oxford jacket, gloves, trousers, and I don't think it includes boots, might do, for £180, which is not bad. That is a good price. It's very pleasant. A very pleasant place to sit. If anyone wants to know the price of these, the clip I showed earlier of the dealership, I had a little walk around. Feel free to pause on the bit where you can see the BSA bikes. It's really obvious because it says BSA all over the wall. Everything else is kind of a mismatch of various brands. I feel like I could read a book riding this, which I won't because it's dangerous. But you know what I mean? You could just kind of, yep, get the old book out, just, okay, yeah, cool. You know, take the other hand off. Oh, yeah. This is that kind of bike. This is the armchair bike, not the full gold wing armchair. You haven't got the arms, all that. But this is that bike to relax, and it's not like rip your arms out of their sockets speed. But it's no worries speed, no concern. Am I going to go fast enough? Am I going to cause traffic? Am I going to have to worry about watching my speed? No. This is that perfect Venn diagram this sits in the middle. It's why I like Royal Enfield. It's the same thing. I would personally pick the 2-cylinder Interceptor over this, but when I tell you, I'm only saying that personally because I wanted a Royal Enfield when I was younger and I haven't had one yet, and it's sort of edging my bets. No Triumph. Not as good as this, says my dad, and I don't think he's wrong. I took his T100 out when he had that, and the gearbox was agricultural. I described it as refined agriculture in a video that did not see light because the audio was ruined. This is refined. Cheap but refined, and seeing the prices, I'd expect them to charge like an extra £2,000 on it. But no, it's yeah. I have nothing to really say because it's understated, and anything I say is not doing its understating this justice. I can't see my shoulders or my elbows, sorry, in the mirrors. Well, I can see a little bit of this one, but they're nice and wide. There's barely any vibration through the bars for a 650 single. Tank's a good size. These rubber pads that admittedly aren't stock, lovely to hold you in place or in corners. Just give it that bit of grip and lean. Dare say, definitely one of my top 10 bikes. Now, hold on, I've ridden 30. Is that fair enough? It's like top third. Top 6. I've put it in my top 6. Beautifully carves up the road. Absolutely beautiful. What carves it? It's a nice swish. Like brushing your path on the road. Not scalpel, you're not stabbing at it, you're not going at it like that. It's not a hammer, like a big fat engine lump that doesn't steer. Yes, lads. It just goes, flows. Give the Goldstar a Goldstar. Without a doubt. It's going for both. I forgot what gear I'm in. There you go. It's fast enough to overtake two vehicles. And on stretches like this, that's rare. If you get caught speeding on this, you're definitely within that limit of "I'm really sorry, officer, I didn't realise." On a bike like this, I think you'll get less points if you get caught by a person. That's just my opinion. But yes, beautiful bike. I'm not one for pale colours, but I do like this silver and the chrome on the side. Chrome? Yeah, chrome. The polished look. Okay, now. Brakes work. I was just enjoying the ride then. Missed the rear brake first time because I have my feet just sticking out. My feet sit slightly at an angle on the ZZR, and that's where my brake lever is. In conclusion, this is a lovely bike that's perfect for someone who wants to reminisce about the good old days, wants that relaxing second bike, wants that really nice relaxing first bike. Someone who's just passed their A2, is on a restricted license, someone who's on a full license. I'm not sure if you can fit luggage to it. I imagine this carries two people wonderfully. Would definitely say go and test ride one. If you're into this kind of bike, go and test ride one, give it a try, you'll love it. If you want more power, there's other bikes out there, but you need to ride this understanding that it's not about power, it's about relaxing. It's about just going with the flow, enjoying what it used to be in the good old days, but without the oil leaks, because it's not made with a British engine. But a nice slick 5-speed, strong brakes. Oh, it's got the lovely air-cooled engine, classic style badge, nice bit of chrome. There's your Brembo rear, the old trademark BSA Goldstar logo. Look at that, nice metal struts holding on a good sufficient mudguard, old style looking pipes. Nice bulbs, not LED but good bulb. I love the little BSA logo in there. And there's that lovely engine. Nice thick exhaust. Good steel solid frame. Good shocks. All around, really nice bike. So if you're in the market for one, go and enjoy one. I wouldn't blame you. This is me signing out. Goodbye.